We are officially about to enter into lock-in season. Lock-in season is a period of time where an individual decides that they're going to focus primarily on actualizing their goals. They cut out all distractions, they say no to temporary pleasures, and they do everything in their power to fully immerse themselves in the tunnel vision focus necessary to obtain their desired outcome.
Latest lock-in from September 1st to December 31st.
How are we all doing? I've done my first of 4 gym sessions and I've got my healthy breakfast.
They're not going to tell you this, but the truth is locking in is the only way out. Yeah, locking in and doing the things that you need to do is the only way out of your current situation and into a better one.
However, without this key assessment or without following and evaluating this key formula that I'm about to share with you today, we run the risk of not building sustainable goals, but building and preparing for an ultimate collapse. And it's for this reason why we're going to discuss the capacity formula. You've probably heard many people discuss the fact that some people never will actualize their dreams or goals because they just don't want it bad enough. They don't desire it. They don't have the hunger. They don't have the full-on drive. And it's so interesting because when we listen to the individuals that are speaking and their life, they negate some of the privileges that we will discuss from the capacity formula that they have when they share the fact that they are doing everything in their capacity to make certain things happen. Now, an individual can go on and on about how much they want something, how much they desire to grow, how much they desire to improve, how much they desire to have the businesses that they long for, the wealth that they want, the relationship they want. You can want to want all you want. But we must understand this clear thing. We do not have unlimited capacity. We are finite beings that operate in the space of time, energy, and resources. Now, this is why many of us aren't actually achieving our desired goals, because we are listening to individuals that are operating in a very specific context. And we have to make a full assessment of our current season and situation. What is the energy that you have right now? Starting off with energy, and we'll go into all the different variables of this formula so that you have a comprehensive understanding. So follow me, bear with me. Starting off with energy. What do I mean by energy? I'm talking about the fuel that you have in this given season. If you know anything about productivity, you know that it's not just to do with time management, it's to do with energy management. How much rest do you have in this season? What are you eating? What is your sleeping pattern? What is your creative flow? We have been taught that rest is simply about the relaxation of muscles and lying down and getting enough sleep. But we know that there are individuals out there who are sleeping throughout the day and are still extremely fatigued. Why? Because they're not engaging themselves. They're not operating in any capacity that stretches them outside of themselves. They're not engaging their creative abilities, which also stimulate energy within us. As we pour into others and as we pour into our creative abilities, that also nourishes us. What is your diet like? You have set yourself up for complete and utter burnout if you aren't nourishing the brain that is going to be used to process information, to develop a business plan, to look after your children better, to look after yourself better. As a therapist, I get people who come and meet with me and they will want to unpack their childhood, for instance. And my first thing that I will raise in my assessment is, what are you eating? And so when we think about energy, the fuel, it all shapes how much can actually get done and achieved. Fundamentally, if your energy is low, your capacity shrinks. No matter how much time you have on the diary, if your energy is low, your capacity shrinks. Then we want to explore another key variable when we're trying to assess capacity. It is time. Time is more valuable than money. If we were to give you £1 million today and tomorrow you're going to die, what worth is it? Time is extremely valuable. Time is such a classic constraint. For instance, you want to do the marathon, but you also want to start 3 different tech businesses and get yourself in shape while being a great partner. With what time? We have to always assess our life in seasons. And to make sense of the context of your season, if you're a mother of two with a current newborn, your time looks different to a single man who comes on the internet, who's running multiple businesses and saying that you don't want it bad enough. You don't share the same time. You also don't have the same kind of energy. Does it mean that it's impossible? Absolutely not. But we have to be realistic about the current season that we're in and to align our goals accordingly. Prioritizing the one core focus, which I mentioned in my previous video on the seasonal method of focus. Please go and check that out, because it truly breaks down how to realistically, particularly if you're a multi-passionate, achieve any given thing in accordance to the season that you're in. So you have to reflect. Are you studying in the season? Are you working a full-time job? Are you parenting? We have to make sense of the current season so that we can actually apportion our time accordingly. You may only have early mornings, late evenings to pour into your dreams. But with that time, we utilize and we understand that in this particular block of time, I'm going to try my best to max out all that I can do to facilitate this dream in this particular time zones, because this is the time that I have. And you'll be so surprised the illusion of time, that when people think that if I have just a bountiful amount of time, then I can do the very thing that I desire to do. You'll be so surprised. People become more resourceful when they have less, because you realize the importance of the time that you have, that you make the most of it. So don't let time be a hindrance. It's still possible. It may take you a little bit longer. But be honest about your energy and then about your time. Lastly, resources. This is actually where our strategy meets reality. One's competitive advantage actually is seated in their resources, their unique set of resources. And so again, when advice is given about lock-in, no plan B, some people have a financial backing that you just don't have. Our resources includes capital, family support, your network, the kind of relationships that you have, your communities, the communities that you exist in. Here's the piece that people don't understand. With your lock-in plan, please understand that our energy and our time and our resources are not fixed. There are ebbs and there are flows. Psychologist Stephen Hopple, in his conservation of resources theory, he says that stress and burnout happen when our resources drain faster than we replenish them. So if you plan this lock-in season as if every season is the same, you won't just fail, but you will fundamentally burn out. Some seasons you're going to notice that you have loads of energy. You've got an abundance of time. You want to literally squeeze everything out in preparation for seasons of greater conservation. Other seasons you're going to feel as though your energy is slightly low, your resources are stretched, your time is scarce. So before you commit to 10 different projects, 3 side hustles, and train for a marathon, ask yourself, what is my capacity right now? People desperately want to lock in, but they haven't actually asked themselves this question. What is my capacity right now? And are there ways in which I can increase any of these variables? Thinking about energy. Can I shift my diet so that I feel a bit more energized to build this business? Do I need to sleep earlier and wake up earlier? Do I need to spend some time building a financial buffer before I go and avalanche this project? Are there ways that I can even schedule my days a little bit better? Do I need to say no to some things in this current season? Can I ask for support from my network so I can have more resources? Can I outsource potentially, delegate some of my work to others? Is there a potential for me to actually go into a partnership so I'm not doing things all on my own in terms of resources? If we start to take time to actually think about carefully our capacity before we even bother sitting down writing some goals and dreams and things that we want to see by the end of the next year, I'm sure we'll be way more better positioned to actually make dreams that last, not just ones that start. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Dr. Simona Poku and welcome back to my channel. I'm a therapist and I'm a lover. And please let me know in the comment section below what you are doing to increase your capacity.